In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the use of an offset work plane. So if you take a look at this this part here, this is basically two cylinders that are intersecting each other at right angles. And the cylinders, by now you should be used to creating cylinders, but the trick here would be, how do you create the second cylinder here that is at this 90-degree angle that is perpendicular to this first one. So first thing we want to do is, let's start a new part in the metric system, and then let's create a new sketch, and I'm going to start in the XY plane. Let's grab a circle and center it at the origin, and let's make the diameter 50 millimeters, and right click OK, finish sketch, extrude, and let's extrude to 30 millimeters. Okay, and let's reset. I want this part here to be the top of our part, so that way as I'm discussing and I refer to top or side, you won't get confused. So go to your view cube and let's reset this view to the top. Okay. Okay, so now we have that first cylinder. We look back here, we have the middle part. Now we want to produce this part. So remember, now that we're going to use an offset work plane, first remember that we started this sketch in the XY plane. Let me tilt this down and show you from the top. So you can see the sketch was produced. We started with a circle and we drew it in the XY plane. So the other two planes left are going to be perpendicular or normal to the first plane that we drew. So you can see here, this is the XZ plane, and here's the YZ plane. So what I'm going to do is go up to the plane menu, and I want to choose the offset from plane. And this time I'm going to choose I'm going to go over here and left click on the YZ plane. Okay. So now let's take a look at what this is doing. I'm creating a new plane within the the YZ plane. So that's going to make it perpendicular to our cylinder here that we created originally in the XY plane. So now, as you can see, I can drag this out. That's what the term offset means, that you can offset it from a specific distance from your original starting point. So in this case, let's do 50. Okay. Okay. Now on this new plane here, I want to create a new sketch. Okay. Oops. You have to select these little yellow, click this little yellow circle. Okay, so now I'm in my new plane, and let's before we draw a circle, let's project the geometry. So that way we want to center this thing. So we need some lines as a reference. So project geometry, and we'll select let's see, this top edge, and then this bottom edge here. Okay. Click OK. So you can see that the geometry has been projected onto this new plane. Now let's grab the line feature, and then find the middle part of your projected lines and connect them. Okay. Okay. So now I have a line that's right in the middle. Okay. And now I'm going to use the circle feature. And so I want to find the middle part of this line. And there's my circle. And let's make this 15 millimeters. Click OK. And now before I finish sketch, I'm going to end up extruding this circle. I'm going to extrude this, and it's going to go through this part, so that way we create, what looks like, I guess, handles here. But remember, you can only extrude closed regions. So right now I have a line going through this circle here. So what I'm going to do is go up here to the trim feature, and I want to get rid of that line that's in the middle. That's going through my circle. Okay, so now when I extrude, it's just gonna, I won't have to select like two separate regions. Finish sketch, and let's go to extrude. All right, and so we're adding material, but let's go in the direction of the part. Let's turn this to the top, where we're looking down from the top. Do it like this. Okay, so I'm going to create, I just want to create the material, I want the material to extrude through the part to the other side, the same distance that it's extruding here. You remember our diameter of this cylinder here is already 50, and you know when we created our offset work plane, we started in the middle of this, and we offset it by 50 millimeters, which makes this piece uh, 25. Okay, so 25 plus 50 for the cylinder. I need another 25. That distance is going to give me, that's going to equal 100. Okay, you can see here. Okay, go ahead and click OK. And let's turn off this the visibility of this work plane. All right, so there you have it. That's the benefit of the use of an offset work plane. One thing I didn't mention was, you know, we had to use an offset work plane because we can't, you know, yeah, you probably ask, well, why can't we just create a circle on the edge of the cylinder? You can only create new sketches on, on flat surfaces. So this is like, you know, we couldn't create this new sketch. It's going to create a sketch either on the top or the bottom here. So you see what happens if I try to, even if I click new sketch, it's not going to allow me to see. It's going to pop back to like a flat surface. So that's why we have to use an offset work plane.